But first, we're talking about last night's documentary that aired about the search for Nicola Bulley, who went missing in January 2023. Now, you might remember that social media sleuths got involved with the investigation, even going to where she was last seen to find clues and sometimes spreading unfounded theories online. Well, Nicola's partner, Paul, opened up about the effect that this has had.
I just wanted to pop on and do a little video. So if I turn the video around now so I can show you.
Social media. Nikki used it more than I did because she used to sell stuff, so she would do live videos.
So you've got your top layer and then you have all these gorgeous products.
It wasn't a huge part of our lives, but yeah, when you experience something like this, you realise what a huge monster it can be, I guess.
Yeah, and it was such a huge monster for that whole family during that time. And Denise, we all know how much of a fan you are of true crime, but do you think that social media can ever be, I don't know, used for good in these sorts of situations? Can it be a force for good?
I mean, obviously, social media is a genie that we can't put back in the bottle. And I sort of have a foot in both camps, really, because, as you know, I am a lover of watching true crime documentaries, and I'm fascinated by the psychological side of why, you know, some people would commit crime, why greed is so responsible for. And am I an armchair sleuth? Yes, but very much sat in my armchair, you know, and Lincoln and I think that we can solve every single crime. But would I ever go online and try to give my own theory about an ongoing investigation? No. And it's interesting, you know, because although I am a fan of the genre of true crime, I was invited to go and do a talk at CrimeCon, which is a big convention, and only last weekend. And it was about why do we love true crime so much? But actually, I was very honoured to be introduced to several families who were going through, you know, current real crime situations. And you realise how terrible the effect of online sleuthing has become. So I never talked to anybody from Nicola Bulley's case, but I talked to someone who had been very involved in the Jay Slater case, the young boy who went missing in Tenerife. And the conspiracy theories and the grief that was given to his mother, if she was doing an interview where she was wearing orange nail polish, the amount of trolling she got because they say she had found time to go and all of these disgusting things. And it really, really skewed the whole investigation because there was no evidence to any of these conspiracy theories, the jokes that were going round, the viral gags that were going round. And it was appalling when you think that there was a real-life family at the foot of this. So I didn't get to see the documentary last night. I will watch it. But I remember at the time the theories and how horrendous that must have been for the poor
and
family.
it was a really important phrase you use, real-life families that are going through this. And I think sometimes people forget it's not a TV show. It's not a reconstruction of a crime.
It's become all an entertainment genre, and I am party to having bought into that.
You know, I mean, are you a fan of this sort of thing?
Do you know what? I never used to get, why do people watch true crimes? And I must admit, lately, I've got into it. In the other day, I had something cancelled because of traffic, and my first thing was like, oh, I can go home and watch a true crime and so on and so forth. And I had to really check myself, like, why I wanted to do that. It's not something I'd usually done. And I think just touching on what you've kind of both said, I think one of the issue is we've become quite desensitised. You know, we see it online, we see it on TV, on every channel, every streaming network, and I have seen areas where social media has helped. You know, if someone's missing or something has happened to somebody and they want to identify someone. But I think the issue, like you were saying, is that it can't be contained no more. Even with that documentary, I looked on, on socials yesterday where it was advertising, and still in the comments, people was making comments about what they felt. It happened, and you've seen someone talk. This is a documentary saying how much it impacted him and was devastating to their family, and still people can comment negatively. So it can't be contained, and that's where the issue lies.
And you see, the thing is, Grace, isn't it, is that a lot of people, I know, believe in everything they see online. So someone makes a comment, you know, like Jay Slater's a very good example of that. Then other people jump them back when, yeah, I was thinking that, no, that's absolutely true. They need to look into this. People tend to believe everything they see online as though it's gospel.
Yeah, an example of this is I had a production company come up to me and say, we want to do a social experiment with you. and we want to fake that aliens are real. So I did a TikTok and edited in a UFO. The entire
world
believed it. It was in newspapers, on the news, whatever. And it's just an example of you can see one thing and everyone runs with it. You don't stop and question, am I making this up? Is it a conspiracy theory?
And the validity of it. I mean, as Denzi knows, I'm not a massive true crime fan. I don't
because you live it as a newsreader journalist.
Yeah, in my other job, I deal with real life every single day. And what I don't want to do is come home and watch that on TV. And because I have to consume it so much, it's not good for my mental health to then go home and watch it. But that's because I've been doing this for over 25 years. Whereas I think those who aren't journalists, the general public, don't always know when they've had enough for their own mental health. And that's really important. You can't consume this stuff all the time and think you're going to be OK. You also have to look at how it's affecting you.